Good morning. This is the Sharing Whale podcast, and today we have Jimi Carnazza. Hey, Jim.
Hey, Sean. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Jim and I go way back to the early. What was the market down at the
farmers market.
Farmers market. Excuse me. Yeah.
Maybe like 2011, 2010.
Yeah. And you were doing you were doing compost down there, right? Or
Yeah, we were doing we were collecting compost. Yeah, and we're really promoting compost tea and like organic land care.
Yeah, compost tea. Yeah. Right.
I think the initial season we were like collecting some food scraps. Offering that as a service.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then fast forward, you're growing dahlias at Moraine Farm.
Soon to be. This is the first season. Very exciting. So Moraine Farm has a great farm incubator program. Anyone can apply for this farm to be a farmer there, to use a 1/4 acre parcel.
Yeah.
And application usually, I think I applied in November of last year.
Yeah.
And then went through the interview process and was awarded like a small 1/4 acre parcel.
Okay.
So one of the unique things of this program, they have like farm technicians or support people there to kind of help you through the process. They really want to see you succeed as a business.
Yes.
So hopefully if things go well this year, we'll be starting this weekend, planting dahlias into the ground. We have about 1,000 dahlia tubers that we're planting in the ground this year.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we're able to sell those both wholesale and some retail.
Yeah.
We are hoping to be at the Beverly Farmers Market in the future, hopefully.
Oh, good. That'll be good to see you again.
Yeah, some select months. It was great to see you again there. Such a good positive vibration down there. And we'll see. A lot to learn. One reason I went for this adventure was to just do something fun outside with the family. I do have 2 kids who are now 12 and 8.
Wow.
And my wife, and I'm just hoping to get out there with the family and kind of have some fun.
Yeah. Nice. I was interested in the symbolism of the dahlia. So I looked that up this morning, and it is dignity, elegance, gratitude, and deep appreciation and respect for someone's character. So I think you personify a dahlia.
Yes. Thank you. What a compliment, Sean.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and
it's true.
And I think approaching life with that gratitude, I think is something I do try to remember each day. There's so many things to be thankful for. BevCam here, like what an amazing resource this is with the cameras, the audio, and what an awesome thing you're doing. The sharing wheel to get to like hear from other people in the community. Just that appreciation. It's really cool. And so the dahlias, it's a special flower for sure. And hopefully we'll have fun out there. And
cool.
Please feel free to visit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm fascinated what Moraine Farm is doing. That's a great idea. And it's funny. There's a spider hanging out on the elbow here of the listening in.
Yeah.
In our web of conversation.
I love that.
Yeah. And then you also have got a family membership with BevCam recently.
We did. Yep.
Very cool.
Yep. Yeah. So we've been members maybe 10 years ago. We did some video camera courses to learn how to use the camera. I thought another kind of way to kind of join together as a family, learn some things.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to learn more about podcasts.
Yeah.
And just kind of put some unique stories out there from other people.
Absolutely.
People who kind of follow their dreams and let their dreams come true.
Sure.
Just by kind of taking one step after the other and believing that they can do it.
Yeah. No, this would be a perfect. The spider's on my microphone now. It's so funny.
It's got something to say.
Yeah. So I lost my train. The spiders got me losing my train of thought here. But so you got the membership. Yeah, this would be a perfect place for you to do a podcast. And not only is it's needed, right? Your perspective's needed.
Right.
in the community, and it's not sort of, it's local, it's hyper local,
Yeah.
so
Thanks for saying that, Sean. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
more motivation to
Yeah.
get here.
yeah,
Yeah,
Cool.
it's a beautiful space. The space
absolutely.
that we're sitting in.
No, for sure. And so you worked with Mike Dooley a little bit, he had a program called Infinite Possibilities.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. Yep. Thoughts become things. So that's kind of one of the symbols here with the 3 fingers. Thoughts become things.
Okay, all right.
Yep. So that's
All
the
right.
little inside scoop there.
All right, cool.
So yeah, Mike Dooley, he's a really fascinating guy. He wrote a number of books, one being Infinite Possibilities.
Okay.
And basically, I think the message is, set your sail on the ship of your dreams kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like dreams can come true. All they need is you. Really like just awakening to life as a magical place that we're all part of, that we're all connected, we're interconnected beings,
Sure.
beings of light, whatnot, and truth, and so the power of just taking one step after the other, and you can kind of move towards the dreams that you want and the life that you want to live. Your emotions, your feelings, our guidance kind of help guide you
Sure,
towards
yeah.
those dreams.
Yeah,
So
okay.
so kind of
Yeah.
feel, if you want to feel good, just kind of keep kind of taking those baby steps. And,
Yeah.
one cool thing that Mike Dooley said, so I did, it's actually coming up May 1st. So people who are interested, if you catch this before May 1st, they're doing another Infinite Possibilities conference. So it's like 4 or 5 days. It's virtual. But I felt, I still, just thinking about it, I can't believe, like, I just felt like,
Yeah.
like it just uplifting,
Yeah.
positive, felt like a veil had lifted.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
awakening to just the beauty that we're all part of. So that's starting May 1st again this year. I did it last year, and it was wonderful. Made so many beautiful connections with just great, awesome people in the world. And I maintain some of those connections now. So I think one of the key messages was, you just kind of, what you can do, any one of us can do if you want to like follow your dreams, is to just think about the wows and let the universe, so Mike Dooley often says the universe, let the universe take care of the hows. So you
okay.
just kind of focus on what your dreams really are, what inspires you the most. And you have the power, you're empowered to kind of go for those dreams and go for those inspirations.
Right.
The dreams are there for a reason. And you can follow through and live those dreams if you want. So that just felt like, for me, like a green light, like kind of saying,
Yeah.
go for it.
Right,
and
right.
I
It
think
resonated
that
with you.
it was a catalyst for me to go for the dahlias, to start. So I formed a LLC. I incorporated called Gaia Greenscapes. And so that will incorporate the dahlia growing, organic dahlia flowers, in addition to offering organic land care services to residential homeowners, to businesses, to municipalities and towns.
Right.
Really organic land care. Promotes soil health, which will promote plant health. It's safe, healthy, and it's organic.
Right,
So,
yeah.
So all
Absolutely.
that, just
Yeah.
gave me a little more courage, motivation to
Yeah.
go for what feels good,
Right.
my own life.
Yeah.
And it starts with
so-
kind of what you said, the symbolism of dahlias.
Yeah.
Gratitude. I think that was a good starting point to come from a place of gratitude.
Sure, absolutely. It's an empowering place, right, where you have a bit of leverage, where if you're, angry, you don't have much leverage, right, with people, in a sense.
Yeah.
But this is great. And so, in weaning people off of Roundup and things like that is such a great thing, right? The amount of pesticides that's going into the land is shocking, really.
Yeah.
But so what, like, how would a homeowner begin to kind of process of like maintaining the lawn in a way that's not harmful to the environment? what would be
Good question.
your first
Yeah.
recommendation?
Well, I think, yeah,
Call you? yeah.
call me. Yep,
Yeah.
Gaia Greenscapes.
Guys, Greenscape School.
But you
All
can
right.
definitely, yeah, just consider what you want in your yard. You know, if it is all grass, you can achieve that organically. So knowing that, kind of site assessment, you know, you might definitely want to do a soil test if you haven't done one. Just kind of know what you're working with.
Yeah.
A soil test, and really the idea is to feed the soil, to care for the soil. Soil has it's a living organism.
Yes.
It's pretty amazing. So
Right.
like microscopically, organisms live together, interconnected. So it's living. So pesticide, if you're spraying pesticides a few times a year, we see those yellow, you know, caution keep off signs.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
those are a symbol of, okay, a pesticide was sprayed.
Right.
So that kind of kills a lot of the good things in the soil.
Right.
And
right.
so they call it a pesticide treadmill, where you just kind of need to continually use the pesticides and then artificially feed the grass, because the soil's not feeding the grass.
Right.
So you're
Right.
artificially feeding the grass with synthetic fertilizers, and often those fertilizers have higher amounts of like nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus. So those kind of, especially if they're applied and then it rains, storm water runoff, and that will kind of get in our waterways. You'll
Right,
have
sure.
algae
Yeah, and-
blooms.
Right, in the
depletes
ocean.
the oxygen.
Yeah, water supply.
Yeah.
right.
So
Affects pets and, right?
yeah, so I guess I think my first introduction to this was back when I was going to Salem State for sociology. So I was studying like, you know, we all have a sociological imagination, right? And there's a lot of functional norms in our society, but also dysfunctional norms.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I definitely felt like spraying pesticides is a dysfunctional norm.
Yeah. Sure.
It's normalized. It's something that a lot of people do, and that's fine. But I think there's an alternative. And so this alternative, it's really just a paradigm shift to knowing that soil's a living thing. We can choose differently.
Yeah.
It'll be healthier for yourself, for your family, for your pets,
Yeah.
for everyone in the neighborhood.
Right. Right.
Why even risk it, right?
You sure? No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So it's exciting
Yeah.
and it's simple. So I think, yeah, just assess what you want. And then really it's just a few times you might want to do some, depending on your soil test, some fertilizer. A lot of it's overseeding. If you did want grass, you just kind of overseed it in the spring and the fall. And there's some compost tea applications. It's a liquid fertilizer that kind of really gives the soil a lot of living organisms to
Right.
kind of produce more healthier organisms
Yeah.
and feed the plants.
Nice.
So it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's achievable.
Okay.
It's achievable.
So if someone wanted to contact you, how would they do that?
Good question. So my phone number is 978-317-2461. I can also be reached at GaiaGreenscapes@gmail.com right now. We did just incorporate last month, so I am setting up a website. I do have it. It's GaiaGreenscapes.com. So that's GAIA, and then Greenscapes, GREENSCAPES. And Gaia, you know, represents kind of the Gaia term. I know it's like a Greek mythology, but also I think a scientist, I think his name was James Lovelock. He was like a NASA scientist.
Okay.
But when they first went out to space and got the picture of the Earth,
Yes. Yeah.
I think that kind of inspired him to coin the phrase Gaia as like an interdependent living system.
Right. Right.
So it's, you know, we're looking at from outer space, it's just one circle.
One
right?
event. Yeah.
One planet.
Yeah. I know.
So we're all like,
and we're moving like 60,000 miles an hour, right?
flying
The
through
planet
space. That's wild. I love it.
We're on the turtle's back, right? Standing on the
Yes.
turtle's back.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we can, and Mother Nature, abundance, like all around us, so abundant. I think Mother Nature can heal for sure. John Todd is another amazing kind of scientist. He's still alive. He's got, I think his newest book is called Healing Earth. But yeah, like I think if we do the right things, if we want to kind of live together harmoniously, we can take steps, and I think that the Earth will heal itself for sure.
Yeah. No, I agree. And you know, you go back to colonial times, and you know, there was a lot of indigenous teachings or ways about sustainable living, right, that were just sort of dismissed, And here we are, 250 years later, 300 years later, and we're in this bit of a mess,
Right.
So
right.
we didn't learn the lesson then back in the, colonial days, and now here we are again.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Maybe that's so we kind of had to go through the contrast.
Yeah.
To see, and maybe it'll help us kind of go deeper into the roots now.
Right. And I'm not saying we should all adopt all of it, but
Sure.
but a sort of a hybrid of Western and indigenous ways would be, I think, a smart way to proceed.
Definitely.
And address some of what's going on today with the environment.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, just that coming from that sense of appreciation. We're all part of this nature. We're connected to it.
You're right.
We are. The sun rises, the moon. I mean, there's some beauty out that we're part of.
Yeah.
And you can bring that into your own yard if you want to. And that's where the organic land care comes in. You can definitely do native gardens too if you want to kind of take some grass away. If that was an option for you, you can kind of make some beautiful native gardens. And we see that popularity. I think people really do want to support the pollinators and support, the local ecology, right?
Sure.
So
sure.
that, and if you're planting native plants, they're a little more drought resistant. We've been going through a lot of droughts, right? So I think just thinking about one concept of organic land care is the right plant, the right place.
Yeah.
So just kind of put it, you might not want to put a plant that doesn't belong in a certain spot there because the plant will struggle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. And so you also had Full Circle Earth is another organization that you created and have been involved in for over a dozen years.
Yes.
And you have a footprint at the garden school. Are you still down?
We are.
In that,
Yeah, so
cool.
That's been a whole journey. But yeah, we formed this nonprofit about 12 years ago, 2012 in August, with some help of the founding board members and a law firm that did some pro bono work to help us file. So it is a 501c3.
Okay.
We were just kind of talking about this the other week as a small group, just kind of looking at the challenges. Right. And I think the main one, we definitely achieved some interesting things throughout the years. And I think I'll just introduce it. So Full Circle Earth is really promotes sustainable solutions. And we really want to create a unique earth skills vocational training program for people of all abilities. So we definitely want to work with people with disabilities and provide them a career pathway where they can acquire some skills and knowledge in some green type jobs, and then ultimately successfully work in kind of that economy. We want to kind of create a green economy that supports livable wages, and that are jobs that are going to be out there supporting that sustainability aspect in cities across the country, right? So the three focuses is one is aquaponics. So aquaponics is aquaculture, growing fish, and hydroponics kind of growing just with water.
Okay.
They're marriage together, and that's aquaponics. So it's fish and plants together, and they kind of form a cool symbiotic relationship. One is just growing, organically, garden growers, we call it. And the third one is kind of a new one, but I think there's a local man that has purchased a freight farm, his Nate Brown.
Okay.
And so he's got a freight farm, and he's interested to kind of partner and really focus on the hydroponic piece. So there's hydroponic growing in the freight farm.
Okay.
And that's like you enter, it's like you're entering almost like a spaceship. There's all these
Really?
purple lights, and it can produce, it's supposed to be, it takes way less water.
Okay.
And it can produce a lot of food throughout the year.
Okay.
Right? Because it's
Yeah.
kind of inside, it's dependent on lights and stuff like that.
Right.
So those are the three models, and then we would kind of have, and then organic land care could be a fourth potentially, and we just kind of have these opportunities to both build the systems, the aquaponic systems, but also just get out there, hands-on, and help kind of facilitate some skill building.
Yeah.
So we do we have a space at the garden school, which is this awesome property. The Zilber brothers started renovating this old house and turning it, little by little, turning it into this beautiful space.
Right. Old
And,
Camp Mitchman, was it?
Is that, yes.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah. And it was John and Ben Zobar.
John and Ben Zoba.
yeah.
Yep, wonderful beings there.
Yeah, cool people. John's been on the podcast.
Oh, cool.
Before. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So he's doing it, and he was gracious, and they were gracious enough to kind of let us put our little hoop house above a little kiddie pool. So that's kind of you came down there and helped put up a door, and you were,
volunteer. Yeah. Earth Day volunteer.
So we are meeting as a board the second Thursday of June, and anyone's welcome to be part of that meeting. That's fullcircleearth.org. www.fullcircleearth.org. We really need some build capacity, some more people to join our organization, both at a board level, advisory board, volunteer, and then get some really abundant, healthy fundraising, so we can have at least one paid position to kind of help facilitate all the different events that we want to do and all the different programs that we want to do. Because I think that's kind of where we fell through the cracks a bit through the years. It was only volunteer run. So we learned a lot, and I think we achieved some interesting accomplishments. We went to the State House. We were awarded some type of forget exactly the term, but we were acknowledged as a community entity, and we were awarded a citation. I think it's called. Full Circle Earth.
And nice to get that recognition.
We got to speak in the Hall of Flags at the State House.
Oh, no kidding.
And it was kind of for a little grant that we did with the Toxic Use Reduction Institute of UMass Lowell. And it was to reduce pesticide use through practicing and teaching organic land care. So we kind of put together 100 compost tea kits, 5-gallon buckets with little compost tea kits, and we gave those away to people who wanted to try to make compost tea themselves. So that was kind of part of the project, and it was very cool.
And I've done several interviews helping out Green Beverly for their Earth. They're not having Earth Day; it's called Earth Spring, and it's a 2-month.
Man!
So we've done several podcasts. But they have coaches for EV and different for solar and such. But they might be a good resource in terms of the business end and the fundraising end of things. Julia Long and Dean Berg. Very dynamic.
They're awesome. It's been a few years since we've connected, but we did do a talk at the Beverly Library a few years ago on the organic land care compost tea. We did a little presentation. Green Beverly asked us to present and be part of that. We need to reconnect.
I mean, they're I'm very impressed with what they're doing.
So impressive.
And I think they could provide some pointers or some we did it this way, you might want to try this, and also they just have a good network of people from all over,
and they built it. They were solid.
They are
dedicated,
and I appreciate you and I have done community events and community organizing and such, and to maintain it and to grow it is it can be a struggle, And so working together, various groups, and this is kind of in the realm of the sharing wheel, where hey, we can help you with this, or we can give you guidance with this, and and on a broader scale, people kind of circling back. A lot of people have a good idea of what they would like to do, but don't move forward with it, and it sits on the shelf, and that's, it kind of circles back to, is it Mike Dooley? And I can see you being really helpful and coaching people in a sense to
take those steps,
take those steps with some of the, what you were describing with your certification with Mike Dooley, the possibilities. infinite possibilities.
Yep.
You know, because the greatest resource, I think, in Beverly is those ideas, the untapped resources, those ideas that people have that they haven't stepped in, they haven't brought it out just yet.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah, sure.
And so to tap into that, right?
Be the catalyst.
Really transformative to the community.
Wow.
So we'll talk more about maybe of that. And by you doing your podcast too here, you know,
Yes.
You could speak to that as well. You know?
Yes. Yep.
So, and I also see like a lot of people that I interview, I start to see like, geez, you could help this person and you could help that person and you guys should,
The
you know.
connection.
So that kind of, again, like the web, our spider friend here,
Yes.
you know, like a web of cooperation, you know.
Yep.
And sort of cross sharing, you know, and kind of.
And it gives so much like affirmation that like you believe in me kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, because in some ways I feel like a lot of my ideas or even the Full Circle Earth or, you know, a lot of it kind of is on the shelf in some ways. And it's taking those baby steps.
Yeah.
You know?
And this podcast is the same. It's the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
And then, but to encourage others to step into from the shelf stage of the idea to the action phase, you know.
Yeah.
And it can be just incremental. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know,
Yep. Exactly.
all of a sudden you're on stage and you
Yeah.
know. So and then that's sort of like less the Shark Tank mentality, but people kind of gathering in more of a supportive, collaborative, cooperative.
I think that's the key.
you know.
That's one of the keys is like we can choose to be in that competitive mindset or the creative mindset.
Yeah.
And I think there's enough to go around that, you know, the creative mindset, there's abundance all around.
There
and we can
is.
share
Yeah,
in that.
yeah.
And that will
yeah.
help your dreams come true more, I think, if coming from that creative mindset.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, once again, people who want to get in touch with you, how would they do that?
Great.
Yeah.
So my name is Jimi Carnazza. You can reach me through, I'll start to have a presence again on Facebook and Instagram. You can reach me at my phone number, 978-317-2461. You can find me at GaiaGreenscapes.com. So that's Gaia, G-A-I-A, greenscapes.com. You can also, through the nonprofit, that's Full Circle Earth. So that's fullcircleearth.org, O-R-G. And hopefully you'll be hearing, you know, like Sean mentioned, the podcast that we're looking to launch, focused on dreams come true. Kind of all they need is you, kind of focusing on people who are living their dreams right now and kind of what that's about. So hopefully you'll see there, we're looking to launch some community events through Full Circle Earth this year at the garden school.
Cool.
So I think you can kind of find us, kind of keep a lookout at those kind of public announcement that we'll put out there.
Yeah. And for the organic lawn care,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
give Jimmy a call and he'll drop a few pearls of wisdom too while he's working on your property.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
So it's a win-win for the customer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you love dahlias, you know, definitely keep a lookout for us at the farmers market, and we will be looking to sell some of those wholesale to some local wholesale people.
Great. Well, hey, fantastic touching base with you again, Jimmy.
It was amazing, Sean. Thanks for doing this program. It's really cool.
Yeah. No, it's my passion, and our benevolent spider friend who has come up and down and on the microphone,
spider
around
dance.
and up. Yeah. So so fun. Thanks very much, folks. This has been the Sharing Wheel.